Before shit get too far left, I just want. I'm recording this. Yeah, I started recording already. I should have did before I sat down. You absolutely correct. Yeah. I just want y'all to know Usyk is king of sport. I just here to let everybody know. I said he was gonna show how far separate they are. And separate. Actually, they ain't say separate. Dubois just don't even belong. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Alexander Usyk has done the impossible, and he is now the first two-time undisputed heavyweight champion in boxing history. We have done that. He has completed that. I just want everybody to know that is exactly what happened. And welcome to this Sunday recap episode of Pay the Toll Boxing. That's all I gotta say. How you doing, brother?
I'm trying to survive, man. Look ain't for me no more.
Yeah, we watched. We are
No.
washed. We are 100% washed, brother. Okay? I want you to know that we are no longer who we once were. You
Not
can
even
pace
close.
yourself. You can have a little bit, you can have a few. You know what
Nah.
I'm saying? A few is cool. But once you get into that,
From
man,
here
it's
on
just
out, from here on out, I'm Victor Newman. I'm getting that one little glass straight, and that's
and you gotta
all I'm
roll, you
drinking.
gotta roll with it the whole night.
That's it.
You gotta roll with that boy the whole night. And I mean, that's just about it, my boy. That's just about it. I mean, well, nonetheless.
Had me out there looking like Barrios.
Boy, I had that boy catching strays all morning last night on folks Twitter spaces and everything. Barrios is catching every stray I got from this point forward. I want you to understand that. We gave Barrios one job and he didn't even do it. We're gonna start this episode recap off with the PBC card in Las Vegas, Nevada last night. Now, shout out to PBC because the prelims were actually pretty fire. The prelims, they did a fantastic. They had a fantastic card for the prelims for sure. The early cats just forgot their names. They went blank. They were great. But then we also had the return of Gary Russell Jr., the eldest, well, not the eldest, but one of the eldest, who had a fantastic showing against Casanado to kind of reacclimate himself back to the ring where he got a knockdown and eventual knockout with a body shot. Um, Fantastic showing from him after being out of the ring ever since for a couple of years with their dad dying. He was training his brothers. So, shout out to him. What did you think about his return to the ring on Saturday night?
I think it was good. Good to see him back in the ring. The sport, especially that weight class, is just better with him in it. Better with him active. He's one of the more outspoken and funny interviews that you'll get in boxing. So he'll bring him being active will bring a light to that division,
Mm-hmm.
another contender and another interesting personality to follow. And he showed that when he called out. Who did he call out after the fight? He called out Lamont Roach
Lamont. Yep.
and was calling him a name that I won't repeat, but because I don't make fun of people's last name like that. But anyway, it's interesting. So glad to see him back.
Yeah. Very good to see him back. Very good to see him for what Castanado was at this point of his career, but he was still able to show I still got fans' hands. He's still choosing to land in great spot, landing the punches in the spots he was landing them at. That I think was the good thing to see for sure of their card. Um Isak Cruz got the victory for the last minute opponent fill in. That's not his fault. 10 rounds there. Nothing exciting really happened too far besides him being the one-dimensional fighter that we've always said he is, and that's okay. We understand that it happens in boxing. His one trick pony, but then it stopped the trick, right? That's the rule.
Hmm.
But he did get a win last night. Did you? I mean, outside of having to prepare for a new opponent in 24 hours, okay, you've got nothing. Moving right along. Um,
I I I learned nothing. I saw nothing unexpected. Next, we good.
you learned nothing. Awesome. Okay, moving right along. Now, let me put my cider down here now. Cider has to go down. Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora showed up. We both picked Sebastian Fundora to win the fight. Um, I didn't expect Fundora to stand. It looks like Fundora is finally understanding my ego and my height can work together instead of fighting fights in and close. Because he does when he lets the punches go, he is so fluid, so good, so strong. My goodness, and it looks good when he fights from a distance for sure.
Hmm.
So that's something you can tell that um, this camp was focused on. I brought up, I just, as I was tweeting out what me and you were talking about as it related to Fundora and as it related to Tszyu, and all of that came true. We both said, hey, that cut changed everything for Tszyu as it was as a fighter, as a person, probably, right? Okay, cool. But Tszyu goes off on his next fight and gets smoked by Murasaki. That right there, where he was worried about the cut in the fight. But Fedor goes to his next fight, Cordell Booker, he gets a knockout victory. Okay. You go out, you have a win again against Joey Spencer for whatever Joey want to be called for, whatever that win is called for. Um, but he did not look like the Tszyu still before the first Fundora fight. We both agreed on that. And it looked like it showed up very fast in this fight with that first knockdown. What, second round?
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, let's get to Sebastian Fundora before we get to Tszyu. What you got?
Like you said, he chose to fight from a distance. Watching him in the early stages, it kind of seemed like somebody told him or his team, like, well, you're a taller fighter, so they won't expect you to fight on the inside, so just practice on that. And, like, that's what the majority of the time he spent doing that. It's like, hey, man, nah, you like 7 foot tall. You might want to just throw your jab out there and fight at a distance. Make them deal with what you got. Like, you got that height and reach advantage for a reason, especially in the weight
Facts.
class he's in. So why not use it like that? So and that's what he ended up doing. So I think we're seeing the a mature version of him as he ages and gets more experience and more championship fights. I think he's becoming more mature with that performance. So just hope he keeps it going.
Absolutely. I think, and I also think this is where PBC should bank their money, who PBC should bank their money on. You got a guy whose family is also in boxing. Obviously, his sister is a smoking rock and rolling fighter for sure. Um, with another promotional company, but that don't mean nothing for sure because you sell him. He's going to Harvard. He's engineering school at that. You bank your money there. You put your money. You put. I was saying this on the space with Matt from Bunch Boxing. You bank your money on Sebastian Fundora because you know for a fact you're not going to have the problems that you're having right now, losing your stars to tank. Regardless of that, you're not going to have that problem. You can go put Sebastian Fundora on Jimmy Fallon, late night shows and all that stuff like that. That's a person you're supposed to put in front of the camera, opposed to what we've seen here in the last 10 to 15 years of not putting fighters in front of the camera, and they wonder what happened to mainstream boxing. They had a
Mhm.
very rare opportunity right here with Sebastian Fundora to put somebody of his stature in front of the camera And I think they should absolutely run with it. He just solidified himself as uh, he's already a champion, obviously, but he was then not a contender, but he solidified himself as, hey, I am one of those ones with the way he took out Tszyu even in the corner, even though they finished it in the corner. That's me. I could be dead wrong on marketing, but I don't think I'm wrong at all on marketing wise. All right, now let's get to Tszyu. What we said about Tszyu showed up real quick. It was not the Tszyu before that cut, before that fight. It I think that happened very fast. We saw that real quickly. He threw the punches, but the way he stepped to Fundora in that first fight and was getting those punches off, and he probably was on his way to a stoppage in that first fight prior to the cut. However, he could not even get back there or get off the same type of things anymore getting in that ring with Fundora. He is not the same Tszyu as before. I don't think he should retire, but he is not obviously of that caliber anymore. What did you see from Tszyu, but already from what we pointed out?
Uh, hmm.
Or what do you say was next for Tszyu?
I don't know what's next.
Is more time off needed?
Yeah, probably so. Um, when let me see how to word this. All right,
Just
so every boxer has a story. When you're
Mhm.
looking at the career of a boxer, training camp is a story. How they live their life outside of the ring is a different story. And each fight has its own story, just like each training camp has its own story.
Mhm.
When they allowed that fight to continue with Tszyu had that cut on his head,
That's a
and
story.
he took the punishment that he had not used to taking, and he was getting punched on until the end of that fight. That is a story that needs to be looked at when you talk about Tszyu because he was never the same. He has not been the same since that happened. And was it him thinking about the cut? Probably, but he also took a lot of punches in that fight. He couldn't see because the blood kept coming down, and he was getting punched on, and he lost. And after that, he hasn't been the same. So his team, the, you
Yeah,
can
they're at fault. They're at fault
you
here for that.
yes, they
They're
need to be
they
held.
added they added miles. They added miles to somebody who already put miles on themselves by the way that they fight. So you can only imagine how the sparring sessions. You've seen a lot of my sparring sessions where some of them like, okay, he having a cool little day, and then you see something like, God damn, boy, you taking it today. So imagine just how some of his sparring sessions are going. That's miles on top of that. You know what I'm saying? So I just
And
don't think he can. I don't think he can run those miles no more.
and that's why when people talk about the past or a boxer has a name, you got to look at the boxer from each fight. And then a fight can change that boxer and they now become a name rather than the name and the skill and the everything to go with it still continuing with them. And they took that from him, in my opinion. And just like if you have a younger fighter and he's in there getting beat on, the corner, your team has responsibility. Do you want to save the fighter? And he's learned enough within this taking this beating and he can bounce back from it, or do you let it go on and then possibly ruin him? Same thing
Hmm.
happened to Tim Tszyu, in my opinion. So his team holds responsibility with that. And
Absolutely. I think that's a perfect call out. That is a absolute perfect call out. We'll still wish him the best. Hopefully he's okay. For whatever reason they stopped the fight. We didn't get the camera angles. I cussed out a lad a little bit behind that. The main broadcast producer there. But I said, bro, what's up with the angles? It's pretty terrible. And then they get back to the camera angle, and then the fight's over. And so we didn't even hear none of that what was going on. So, but nonetheless, hope that happens. I'm not even gonna spend as much time on this next subject because I think we're both disappointed highly. Mario Barrios, you had one job and you failed all of America last night. Um, you had one job, and you did not do it against a, I'm going to say, an obviously steroid using, performance enhancing using Manny Pacquiao, because you cannot tell me that that was the same Manny Pacquiao I just saw do an exhibition fight. That is not a man who looked so bad 4 years ago against Udonis Ugas, and then that bad in that bad in a exhibition fight, and you telling me all of a sudden he's hanging with you in this fight.
This is why I used to be so hard on 47. Devin and
Devin
Brian
and John
Norman
and Brian Dorner finna have a field day.
those guys moving up, well, Brian has been there, but Devin moving up kind of made me soften my stance on 47, even though he hasn't fought for a title there yet. But that's why I was always hard on 47, because Mario Barrios,
Is there?
that, that man,
He
that
is
old
single-handedly the downfall of 147-pound division.
that old man took you to a draw. Like, come on, bro. That's pitiful. I said if he lost, he need to retire. Hell, the draw is about the same as that, so he could go ahead and get up out the game. I don't care how I sound. Not today. I don't care how I sound. He
He
could
he was
just get
he
up
he
out
was
the
there
game.
for the check. I don't care. He was there for the Pacquiao check. I don't care. He was there for the Pacquiao check. That's all I got for that, and I have no other words on that. So that's all I got. That's all I got on that. That
Uh,
I
this
got
is all.
nothing.
This
I got
this
nothing.
is
I got nothing, bro. I got nothing.
hey. This is all. No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. I'm just.
Moving on. You absolutely knew as we started this recording, introducing ourselves uh on this recording of this episode. Usyk is that far away from the next best heavyweight. Alexander Usyk, king of sport, ladies and gentlemen. The 38-year-old Ukrainian, and then got on the mic and told everybody who said 38 is old. King of sport. I would like you to know that one of us chose Alexander Usyk to win this fight. One of us did. One of us has a hat on. One of us does not. One of us was right. One of us was wrong. But one of us wasn't me. So hey, Twin, what do you have to say for Daniel Dubois before we get to Usyk?
God damn, Dubois. I gave you one task, man. You could at least made it stress to 12. We done, I ain't going against Usyk again as long as he fight. I don't care who he fight. I ain't doing it. I tried to be different and spice it up. And so me and Foreman didn't agree, and then you got knocked out. I could see if you lost a decision. That's different.
And the cold part about it is on the recording. I was like, you know what? I think he makes it go 12 on purpose because, prior to actually recording, I was like, he might knock this fool out. Now and then again, like right before the fight, and in the group, I the group chat, I said, man, Usyk, I said Usyk in 3. I I'll put I'll have him get the screenshot and put it in there, put it on this because I texted them and said Usyk in 3, and I got wow. Are you? I was real. I was locked and loaded. For some reason, it hit me like, nah, I think he finna do it. And instead of 3, yeah, he got 5. But boy, yeah, have you ever seen a left hand come across a jaw so pretty?
You almost got 3.
He did almost get 3. He was getting shaky, boy.
It might have
But
been before 3, damn yeah.
have you seen a left hook counter come across a jaw so pretty? When's the last time you saw that?
I
Because
don't know, man.
my boy was locked and loaded on that man's face. Again.
Oh, we ain't got to talk about that no more because I didn't know, but I know now. Usyk was probably mad the whole time. Like, oh, y'all really think he beat me with that low blow body shot? Like, I'm gonna
I
show
think
y'all.
I think I think that got to him, even though it was not a low blow. It wasn't a low blow. I'll still stand by that forever. Um, yeah, I think that talk got to him because he probably thinking about it the same way I see it. Where okay, even if it was he get up, go finish the fight, and he didn't do it. Y'all was talking about that punch, but he didn't get up and finish me either. He got a job to do. He did not get up and finish that fight. I finished the fight. He did.
So, so now moving past that, cause man, I got a question for you that I've been
Mhm.
seeing on the internet.
Mhm.
Name me the heavyweights that can beat Usyk if it was prime for prime in the past.
Prime for prime.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll take this. Lennox, he doesn't get inside on my. I'll give you that easy. Uh, Evander, he hasn't seen grit like. They're about one and the same as far as being movers in the fight. So that fight is going to be a lot of dancing. But Evander can box, but Evander can damn sure move for sure. But Evander has a nasty, nasty mean streak. Nasty, nasty mean streak. I think George Foreman takes him out some kind of way. I think he figures out the movement and he gets the. George didn't have necessary speed, but George had perfect timing on a lot of punches. Respect young George is for sure going to him. Young George is going to him. Joe Louis, he's fought. Joe Louis was me. He was a little man that fought big man and laid him out flat. So I'm gonna take Joe Louis in the middle of that. Larry Holmes might get away with it. Uh, Ali dances with him and he makes him come chase him and figure it out too as well. Uh, I got Usyk at top 10. He's number 10 on my heavyweight list. So, you know, 1 through 9, if that's the case. Well, 1 through 9.
I, I've seen people say he won above Ali, Lennox, and whoever else, and
Yeah. And also,
I don't agree, but
and Dr. Doolittle is real too. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't understand it. Somebody man, shout out to that. He sent me this week because I was talking to him today, and they was like, "Yeah, people are saying that Usyk beats Ali," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm talking about." I'm so glad my algorithm doesn't show me these people because if it did, I think I would be pretty pissed. But um,
I don't I don't think he beats his fellow countrymen at prime.
no, there you go. Both of
Vitali.
those two, both of them.
He for sure wouldn't be Vitali.
No. He not beating the tap. That's actually a good point. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, I don't think
Hmm.
he get past him. Hell, he have trouble with his brother too. And
Hmm.
yeah, people jump too far.
Okay, so
And
here's
it,
so then let me get your question back. Who beats him and where does he rank is two different questions, correct?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so if they beat him, yeah. He loses to probably more than a few, for sure. He beats Joe Frazier though. I just had that talk on my day. He beats Joe Frazier. I can easily see him beat Joe Frazier had
People,
a problem with moving people.
you've seen it, and we see it because casual boxing fans had this thing to where they just elevate the right now above the past. Because you got to
Mhm.
remember, people were saying Tyson Fury was the greatest of all time. I legit seen people say that when he was before he
You're not
retired
wrong.
and all this.
I remember seeing that shit.
And I'm like, huh? Yeah, so
That was ESPN's fault. They were putting that propaganda in the world. Look at him.
mhm.
He's 6'9". How he's moving like Ali. Ali couldn't do this, do
Boy,
that.
he
Nah.
ain't move. He ain't move shit like. Do y'all man? I want if you believe that, I want you to go back and watch one of the time Ali before he got suspended and shit and went to prison. I want you to watch his feet. whenever he did, just watch the Ali shuffle and watch how fast his feet was.
Watch his
Like
position. Watch his
you
positioning,
can't.
body movement, head movement. When people would throw punches and he'd be perfect distance every time, just like you gonna miss, you gonna miss, you gonna miss. He mastered art for sure. Ali was mastering art in his own style, in his own way, and they took it from him. Yeah, they took it from him. But uh, yeah, so there's more than a few that beat him for sure. Does he probably get a rematch and win? Yeah, I can agree there. But oh yeah, more than a few beat him for sure, for sure. And that's okay.
So
But that's not gonna make me negate where I rank him though. So no,
especially at heavyweight, if they all fought enough times, all of them gonna lose to somebody.
every single last one of them. Somebody's gonna do it. So
Mhm.
yeah, he goes in number 10 for me. Purely the accolades are there, right? He's two-time undisputed heavyweight champion for whatever reason. It happened. It happened. He took his belt. He lost his belt without losing it in the fight. Okay, but whatever. He went and got it back by a vicious KO. Hey, the facts are the facts. That's all that matters. It's going to be in black and white or whatever your computer screen is, but it's going to be in a book somewhere written down. He is the first undisputed two-time heavyweight champion, and he is a southpaw. First one in history.
Yep. So more of the story is he gonna walk into the Hall of Fame,
Oh,
and
they can roll him in,
he
and he gonna sit it down. He can get there when he want.
he's gonna walk into the Hall of Fame. He is one of the all time greats, but
Absolutely.
we don't have to say he's the greatest. I mean, if you
No,
really believe that, then go ahead. But
for sure. Because there's some little boy right now, respectfully, there's some little boy right now watching his career saying, this is the greatest fighter I've ever seen in my life. And that is perfectly fine to do because you know what? That's what happens when you're an all time great. Somebody 20 years younger is watching this and watching him saying, I want to be just like him. Because he's an all-time, because that's what determines your all-time greatness. Like for instance, Evander Holyfield was an all-time great while he was still fighting. You can see the blueprint in fighters like David Tua and Ike Usyk. Like you could see Holyfield's blueprint as he was fighting. There were people wanting to be like him already from the 80s. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what all time great is. I see this man on my TV and I want to be like this man. That's all time great. So,
mhm.
but don't disrespect other greats in the middle of that. Nah, don't do that. Let's not do that. The front of the office with some wings that'll fly. And I got a beachfront property, beautiful oceanfront property in Missouri that you should buy. Sorry, Missouri, you had to catch that straight, but I got a beautiful ocean front property that you should buy. Uh the matchroom fights last night. Woof, what a doggone stinker. My God. As a few of y'all may know I was there at the fights, and what I expected from Diego Pacheco, and maybe that's my fault for having an expectation, but it's also not because you're a fighter. And Diego Pacheco and Trevor McCumby fight turned terrible very fast, even right after the accidental headbutt, which split Trevor McCumby's head. Diego Pacheco jabbed at it a little bit, but he did not take full advantage of jabbing and punching at that at all. Diego Pacheco does not throw body shots. Selesky fight, yes, we got probably bamboozled because Selesky was coming to him, so he threw the body shot because Selesky came to him. But he does not go get the body shot. He does not go set up the body shot. That right there is going to be Diego Pacheco's terrible terrible, terrible downfall right there because you're gonna have to use your length and do it to throw that body shot down there, bro. That made the lack of body shots, the setups made that fight an absolute stinker. Man, they were booing inside in that stadium, brother. Man,
Rightfully so. I don't even have no comments on it. I don't have much to say on that fight at all. I expected more. I really expected more out of the whole weekend of fighting. Like the weekend of fighting didn't live up to the hype.
no, it did not. We on the paper, oh my God, we were blown away at the look at this. We got this fight, we got that fight. The Olympian Amari Jones, he had another good outing right there with the left hook knockout he got in the card. That was good. Emma Williams from Houston got back in the win column. That's also cool. But yeah, the rest of the Diego's fight, my God. Um, Brother, that was terrible. I mean, that was bad. There was no reason that fight should have went 12 rounds one way or the other for either one of them. Trevor McCumby hit him, I want to say, about the third round, and that kind of froze him a little bit. Then it was like, oh, okay, so they hit you, nigga. Keep going. Uh, you know, but he wasn't pressing the gas like that no more. It's pretty bad to see. And that's not what you want to see out of your uh somebody who already turned down a fight with Billy. Remember, he was going to be up for Billy's interim title, and he turned the fight down. Okay, maybe I want to save him for another spot, but then he goes out and has this performance after turning that down, and that ain't too hot, my boy. And I be high on you. I be talking about you to folks, and you disappointed me. I don't appreciate that, my boy. I don't appreciate that at all. You got nothing else on that topic? Cool. Moving on. Bam and Cafu. Rough night for Bam. Regardless, yes, he won the fight, got the stoppage. Doop. Moving that to the side. Um, Cafu did not make it interesting at all as a rough opponent, as a tough opponent. What did how was it looking on your end before I say
I,
what I think?
all I remember thinking was when Cafu went and basically backed up to the corner. I was like, well, I wonder what round he gonna get knocked out because that ain't the way to beat Bam. And that's really the only thoughts I remember thinking.
And you know what? I knew some I knew. I didn't understand. I do understand that. I do here now. Here's the part of knowing the fight game, or kind of understanding the fight. Cafu stayed on those ropes and in that corner to avoid Bam moving left and right on his ass like he does with his slide punches and stuff like that to get him out of the way. Is it an ugly tactic? Yes. But is it a safe tactic for him? Yes, it is. That's what Cafu made it ugly. He did not allow Bam to get off what he got off. Now, Bam did do a good job of still punching to the body, jabbing to the body, getting hooks, throwing combinations. Cafu did a good job. But he would get off his right hand for sure every now and then on Bam. He was landing some good punches on Bam for sure. Countering him, definitely did his thing. But he denied Bam a lot of what Bam likes to do in the middle of the ring in that space. So ugly, but kudos to him for being able to do that because we had not seen nobody implement that on Bam. Because why would you go to the corner on this fool? Like, I'm not going to give him a free target. You're out of your freaking mind. If you think I'm just going to let him do this. Now, Cafu eventually did get caught by the slide hook for the show.
Mhm.
And then the corner did the corner, I think the corner stopped it too early. Yeah, what did you think?
That thing was borderline. Yeah, yeah.
He made it to 10, respectfully. But Kafu wasn't also disagreeing with the referee them stopping it either. Uh, you know, he did once he got off that hook, once he finally landed the one that he wanted. Yeah, it was going down very, 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 very fast. So Bam he's a unified. He unified the titles. Uh, Yeah, the WBC ring and WBO now. So now he moves on to his fight that he already had scheduled for what is that? That's not September, is it?
I thought it was November.
Well,
Might be. Might
November.
be.
If it's September, Bam's even wilder than I thought. But shout out to his fight for his next fight. He already had lined up, so he gets that going through, and then he's gonna finally go up to 118. He's going up to 118, and probably after that fight, after Junetao, he's the division to go fight in a way. Whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
Maybe one day.
What's next for Bam? I mean, never mind. We ain't even gotta talk about it next. We already got his next fight. We'll get to that at another date and time. Shit. Damn. Since we
Mhm.
already lined up a fight. What kind? The damn bunch of hunger. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope all seriousness though, like shout out again, thanks for playing and all that. Did we actually say an intro while I was standing up? I can't
Kind
even
of,
remember
yeah.
if
I
I
mean, it
did.
was good. It was good enough for how we
It
was
did what it was
feeling
supposed to
about the
do. We
weekend.
did what we were supposed to do on that for sure. But yeah, shout out, thanks for playing for sure. Shout out to guys and all of that. Punch, Sparring, Puma, all those guys over there. Um, but go back and watch our previous episodes. We be right. We be right on the tone of things. We be right a lot because it's just how it is. It's not like we don't make these things up out of our ass for no reason. I don't pull the things I say out of my ass for the hell of it. I say them from what I have seen in boxing, from the front of the scenes to behind them, in the middle of them, all of the angles. Well, we saw Tszyu, and we don't get blinded by the wind. The wind covers up your sins, however, not to me or to man. We look in between that and say, well, what do we see? Not just with Tszyu, but with any fighter that had that with this would have been. This could have been anybody. Um, so like, share, subscribe. Trust me, it's extremely worth it. We are very good. Twin does a good job of keeping me balanced because sometimes I be wanting to spaz out on y'all. And I just be wanting to spaz. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. But
Uh,
he words things perfectly. He brings up perfect thoughts. The man's a genius.
I got some parting words.
There we go. He's finally
What
got my words. Thank you.
we're not gonna get into it, and once I say it, you're gonna know why. I'm gonna just say it, and we're gonna leave it where it is.
Okay.
Layla Ali, we love you. Please don't come back. Please don't. I beg of you. But we love you.
It's been 15 years, and that's okay. It's been 15 years. You've done your time.
It's
You
not.
you
Mm-mm.
started the elevation. You
It
started the
was.
elevation of women's sports. It's okay.
It's been 18 years.
18?
It was '07 because
Oh my God.
she had her last kid at the end of '07 or '08, something like that. Yeah. So no, please don't. Thank you. That's all.
Layla, we love you so much. This is not a down talk or anything else like that. I think you should just leave it as is because you are who you are. You've already had your time. You did it. You elevated it for what you could at the time frame. You fought, you beat them, cool. Hey, let's just move on.
I got an idea.
Nope.
Bring back, yeah, bring back. If you want to do something, you really want to do something, just bring back the old school closed door sparring session. You and her and them, and no cameras, no nothing.
Everybody
Yeah.
open up the doors and walk out. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
But outside of that,
Okay.
but that's all I got.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Again, Layla, stay retired. Peace, love, and do right by your neighbor because life is hard. Don't make it harder on anybody else. That's what I got. Forget ice.